Have you met people in your life, young people, who are very ambitious, very open-minded, very outspoken, and then when you find out how old they are, you're very shocked at how intentional and serious they are with life? Like they leave you very inspired, and you think to yourself, what am I doing with my life? Hi, I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joan, and please welcome to my 2 Cents podcast. I am so excited that you're here with me today. In our episode today, I'm gonna share a few tips, things I live by that are able to help young people to be able to thrive in their 20s. So it does not matter if you're 20 or 30, at any age you're at. These are simple basic rules that I'm really trying to live by. I have written this down in my notebook. I wrote them earlier this year. So as I was going through, I thought maybe why not share some of these things I live by, things I practice every day to help me to live a fulfilling, intentional life. I'm sure you've seen threads on social media or people write a blog and say, I wish someone told me this when I was at that age. So this is gonna be more of tips, basic life rules that you ought to follow so that you do not have more regrets if you didn't know them. Before we get started, I want to comment on something. When I just started out recording, I used to have people give me feedback. Joan, you become a motivational speaker, and it would leave me very disturbed. Like I don't think it's motivation speech. These are simple life basic rules or things you can live by to help you to be able to live a better life, one where you're not regretting or wishing you're in some other person's life. So motivation, yes, I've listened to some motivational speakers who are very unrealistic, but these are real life experiences, things you can actually practice if you're actually intentional. I feel like most of us are biased about motivation because we really don't want to do the work. Yeah, you say you want to become successful, but you're not willing to take the steps that successful people do take. Okay, so let us start with your network, your circle. Who are your friends? Who are the people you spend your free time with when you're not working or when you're not in school? The people you hang around with, the people where you go to recharge, because usually you're either tired and maybe you want to go and spend some time with your friends. Those people have a major effect on your life, so you want to make sure your friends are the ones that add value to you. It's okay to have friends who you go to laugh. I mean, I do have those, but among my list of friends, I have people who I can run to for advice, who advise me career-wise or moral-wise, or if it's about family or goals or ambitions. You want to make sure your circle of friends is one that adds value to you, because in the long run, this will really influence who you turn out to become. If you're among people who are always discussing other people, you know that line. When you're among people that discuss ideas, you know what happens. But if you're around people who are always just talking about the latest movies or these things that do not actually add value to you, that's who you're going to become. So watch your network. Make sure you have people in there that are going to call you out on the things that you don't do right. That's how you grow. Secondly, work on your personality. This is very key. Most of us are, lately I've seen so many star signs around. I am a Capricorn or whatever it is, and somehow you try to define your personality as per your star sign. But in the real world, where there is real people, where everything really matters, you want to make sure your personality is one that's appealing. Are you kind? Are you patient? Do you listen to your friends? Are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? Are you entitled? Are you arrogant? Are you like proud? Are you overly confident? Do you try to shine out other people's lights? Do you lift other people up? These small things that we were taught in Sunday school, for people that went to Sunday school. This is the time these things actually reflect who we become. Yeah, so you want to make sure that your personality is something people want to have around them. These go a long way, because that's how you make genuine friends. Now this one is like a song to me. To be intentional, you want to make sure that you're an intentional person. You are young. There is this line where you see people saying, you're still young, it's fine, you have time. Don't worry. What? I've had that, Jazz. As much as it's true, yes, you're still young, you do have the time, but instead, the time you have is your weapon. That's your strength right now. That you're young and quick on your feet, you do not have responsibilities just as yet. You know, you're available. They could call you today to move to Rwanda and you just go. I mean, as much as you do have time, you do not have time because every year you're growing a year older. So you don't want to keep thinking, it's fine, I'll chill out while I'm 22. I'll start making those big moves when I'm 23. No, you don't have time because the next year there are new 20-year-olds that are coming in. So use your young age to your advantage. This is also very important. I think I've mentioned in my episodes before about growing your skill or a career. This is very important to me because I think I am so obsessed with growing my career and my skills at different things in life. This is very key. Make sure with whatever you're doing in your life, the fun, whatever is happening, you have a skill you're working on. It could be weaving baskets or it could be a high-end career job, whatever it is. You want to become a pilot or a doctor or a nurse, whatever it is you're working on. Please make sure you're using your 20s to learn a skill. We are living in times where technology is advancing all the time. Learn a skill, because if you think you are operating a machine today by just typing work or being a secretary or writing something, in the next 10 years the market for writers won't be up there, because lately there is artificial intelligence that can come up with a blog post in like 10 minutes. So grow your skills, grow at everything every single day, so that you're not easily disposed of in a Now this one is very personal to me. Please try as much as you can to break the society's expectations, break the stereotypes. I come from a family that's I won't get into that, but I thrive on knowing that I am going against society's expectations. Usually we are expected to, go to school, finish off, graduate, get a job, get married. This is especially for girls. I don't know if men really have any society stereotypes to break through, but for girls, I'm such an advocate. I root so much for young girls who are not doing things the ordinary way. If your parents got a first class, if your parents got a second, let's say second class lower, be the first one in your family to get a first class. As in, take pride and pleasure in those small winnings that no one in your family has ever done before. Break society's stereotypes, expectations of you. Be different, stand out. It's your 20s, it's your time to shine. Take risks. I have a friend, I was sharing with them earlier, and they were telling me how they ventured into this new field and they're actually enjoying it. And I was applauding them. I'm like, I'm actually very proud of you. I think you're very brave, from like jumping from one field to a totally opposite field. And I was like, and to think about it, I'm like, it's actually a beautiful thing. While you're in your early stages of starting out at life, have the guts to be able to try out as many things as you can. If it's small businesses or self-employment or looking for a job, or if it's whatever life throws at you, be hungry enough to just try it out. Don't be scared. Or as much as you do not have time, you do have time to pick yourself up. If you venture into something today and it didn't work out, you still have energy to pick yourself up, because at that point you don't have anything to lose, do you? So be willing to learn, seek out for knowledge, have an open-minded, teachable spirit. This is more like a slogan for me. It has really helped me evolve so much. I am always in that state of like, I want to learn new things, like what happens if I don't do it the ordinary way. I think if I could afford it, I would love to travel so that I see what other people in a different continent are doing at that point. Like, do they opt for this at this point in life? Do they dress like this? So as a young person who's just starting out, please be eager enough to seek out as much knowledge as you can, because usually we are all products of our environment. You go to, let's say, a student that went to, and I mean this with all respect, a student that went to UCU is not the same student that went to Kampala University. They are totally different people. for so many reasons, with the economic status of both locations, the kind of students that are in both universities, the nationalities. There's so many factors. So you want to know what's happening in a different aspect of life. Look out for knowledge as much as you can. Now this one takes us back to your personality. Be humble enough to try out as many things as possible. I had mentioned this in a short video I made for Instagram, and I mentioned that the fact that I was humble, I'm not saying I'm like the best humble person. I'm saying my small doses of humility really put me in rooms I did not see myself end up, because I was very willing to try myself, to throw myself at anything. Yeah. So do not have I get it, it's a thing today. You do not, how will they see me, as cool as I am, to be doing something like that. At that age, really no one cares. As in, I mean that in all honesty, no one really cares that much. Usually we tend to be over in our heads, and you think you're so pretty, you're too pretty to be seen, I don't know, picking rubbish, or like, I'm not saying go and pick literal rubbish on Kampala streets, but I'm saying don't be full of yourself to not try out things that would help you get better, because you're too obsessed with what others will think of you, because they really do not care. They're not thinking about you. So now on this one, I have had rough days, really rough days. I've had days where I did not have food, or slept hungry, or I really had my portion of hard days. And I remember there was a time I was talking to my mentor about it. I was crying about it, and then they told me, at this point it has to be hard before it gets easier. And I feel like it's so true. Young people we are so obsessed with wanting life to get better, like not even to get better, but to be successful. Would I call it success? No, we are so obsessed with thriving. Like, you want to have money all the time, to go to the parties, to have the nice dresses, the nice phones. Like, we want what people have worked hard for like over 10 years. We want it today. That's something I realized, of which at this point, unfortunately, we won't get that. At this point, it has to be struggles here and there. We have to go through the fire for us to come out fine. So I feel like this is something we all have to embrace the hard days, because those days teach us a lot, things we could not even learn on the good days. So as young people, be open-minded enough to embrace the hard days. Know that the bad days will come and pass, and so will the good days, and that's just life. Let's not be so, I'm saying let us, because I am one of those people, because I cry so much on the days when things are not going my way, and I'm ranting and I'm cursing life. But then it's just life. I am not going to drive the car I want today or tomorrow or whatever I want out of life. It all takes time. So take time, take one day at a time, and accept that bad days are meant to come and pass. So lately, I have been doing a lot of self-actualization. Yeah, that's a word I learned earlier today. I've been doing a lot of work on myself. I have been listening to myself, and I don't mean literal listening to myself. I've been watching myself, like, why am I like this? Why am I responding this way? Why am I afraid of this? Why do I want this? I've been really keen of my own patterns, and I've been doing so much work to heal those repeated patterns in my life. So while you're in your life, you want to watch out for those. Why do you respond this way? Why is it that when someone compliments you, you look so pretty today, you go ahead, oh, you're lying. You don't take it in. There must be a reason as to why you cannot take in any compliments. And it's not even just about compliments. There are very many patterns you notice about your life. You're either very paranoid. When you see people sitting next to you and laughing, you start assuming they're laughing about you. There's so many shortcomings we have as a generation that we need to watch out on ourselves individually and say, I am afraid, or I have a low esteem, or I am insecure, or I'm very shy, or I am a very angry person, or I am arrogant. It's not like you're a bad person, but like that these shortcomings we have as people. One of the things I noticed was I was very short-tempered. Like, people would easily get to me, but then with time I learned that that's giving people so much control over my own feelings and emotions. Yeah, so take the time to do the work and work on yourself, like, and heal from the childhood traumas you have, because this is important. I remember I wrote a blog about it. Heal so your children do not have to heal from you, because now at this point you're evolving into parenthood, so if you do not start doing the work today, chances are you're going to become a parent and your children will have to deal with your shortcomings, and I know you don't want that. Now on this one, I'm going to sound like your singer, like your mentor, more or less. Try as much as you can not to be swayed away by the pressure happening around society. I know we live in such an abnormal world. I cannot explain it, how things are ridiculous out here. We give so much time to the less important things and very little time to the things that actually do help us. So it can be intense. I totally get it, especially, let's say, I'll use an example of girls. We're at a time whereby if you do not, I'm sure you've seen those tweets where someone makes a tweet and goes ahead and says, so this photo will not trend because I am not naked, blah blah blah. Like, you get my point. We're living in a time whereby our attention span is taken away by the less important things. So as much as that pressure is up there, please make sure you do not get carried away. It could be about so many things. On Friday night, your friends are going out and you have to stay at home. You don't want to stay at home, so you end up borrowing money just to fit in. There is so much. It could be about marriage, because your friends in your circle are getting married, and then you're like, oh my god, I am 24, I am 25, I don't have a boyfriend yet, I am not in. Please try as much as you can to not let the pressure carry you away. If you are intentional, this goes back to being intentional. If you are an intentional person and you have a clear plan of things you want to do and achieve in life, trust me, I mean this, that pressure will not carry you away, because you know that you're in a pathway already. You have a clear pathway of where you want to go, and you know the clear steps you're supposed to take. Now this one, I do not know how you are going to receive this, but relationships are not a priority. Please do not chase them. This goes to both genders, girls and boys, men and women. Men, at that point, you're usually doing so much to impress a girl you're probably not even going to marry. You're borrowing money, or even the little money you're making, you're trying as much as you can to, I don't know, get it and send it to her because she told you she wanted to do her hair. Please try as much as you can not to chase relationships. Same as girls, do not lose yourself trying to impress this man. I hear this man likes women with, I don't know, a bigger chest or a bigger behind, and now before you know it, you're trying to go to Mama, is it, wait, not Mama Fina, you're trying to go to Fako to like get a bigger butt because you're trying to please this man and keep him. Please, please, please do not lose yourself in relationships. They are not a priority. And I'm not saying love is not a priority, I'm saying relationships are not. There are people in their 20s who have found real true love. You can find that, so let it come to you. Do not chase it. The moment you're chasing it, then it's not it. It's I know of young people who have actually met, and none of them is trying to impress the other or lose themselves for the other, but two people who actually evolve with each other and fall in love with each other into a very genuine, beautiful thing. And now these are the things we see people telling you, we met at campus, or we met in high school and then got married. If you start chasing someone, if you start losing yourself to try and impress them and keep them, I don't know, I don't think they're the one. Now in this one, I am a culprit. It is about money. I have a friend who told me something about money, and it was actually very sad and true. And this is what they said, that if you're lucky enough to be earning a good amount of money in your early stages of starting out to work, there are chances that you won't get any other opportunity as that to be able to make as much money as that when you do not have responsibilities. I don't know if that's clear enough, because let's say you're 25, 24, and you're earning about 800,000 every month. You do not have a child, you do not have a family, If you're lucky enough, your parents are well off, you're like the last born and you're making that much money, chances are that's gonna be the only time you make that much before you probably venture into family or whatever life throws at you. So you want to make sure you utilize that money as efficiently as you can, because chances are you will be earning like 1.8 by the time you have a child, and that money will still not be enough. So if you can buy assets or try to invest it or to save up enough, please do. I am a culprit. Like I said, I am terrible at saving and investing and keeping my money. I'm always in the thrill of the moment to like get rid of my money, like as if I stole it. Yeah. So if you're starting out, please try as much as you can. I remember the other time I said something about when you get paid, please give your money 5 days on the account or wherever they put it, so that it accumulates. Like, give it time, because towards the end of the month you have like a to-do list you've noted down. You have like 10 things. I want to do my hair, I want to send someone some money, I want to buy new clothes, I want to go to the party. At that moment, in the heat of the moment, by 30th, they feel like, if I don't fix them, I don't know, I'm going to die. But in actual sense, all the things you've listed on that list that day, you can do without them. So financial discipline, financial saving, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, please try as much as you can to find someone to help you manage your finances at a very young stage. Now this one goes without saying. I do not want to sound like I am telling you to live life walking on eggshells. Leave as much as you can. Go out and dance. I don't know, if you, whatever makes you feel most alive or helps you to get off, please do. I realized lately that I'd been caught up in that shell of I don't know, like I'm living life on such a path. I feel lately I've been feeling like I am just so caught up with life and I am not leaving. So take time off with whatever you're doing and leave a little, because this time is not coming back. You will want to do so, but then you'll have a baby at home. So try as much as you can before you're out of the freedom to do so. Leave. Now, I intentionally made sure this one is the last one so that it stands out. Whatever is happening in your life, I do not care. It does not matter. Please put God first. I would want to pause this moment so that we can say a prayer. I cannot stress enough how important the God aspect is in each and everyone's life. I am not a staunch go to church every Sunday kind of person, but my faith in God is a very rooted one. I live more in the spirit. Like, I feel like while I've grown, I've had my relationship with God more of a spiritual one. I do not usually say out what I want to say to him. I probably just recite these things in my heart. It is something I'm working on so that I'm able to like speak up. He gave me the voice to speak. I want to be able to speak up and say something about God. But young people, I've noticed, I think I've mentioned this before, it's such a beautiful thing to see young people worship and adore God. It gives me goosebumps. My God, it makes me so happy. So for people that know me from way back, from like day ones, like the day ones, if they see me today, they know this is God. I will repeat that. The people that know me from way back, from like my day ones, they know that this is God. There is no way, and I mean there is no way I would be here if it hadn't been his grace, his mercy, and his blessing to say, oyo mwana wange, that's my child. To say that that's my child, because he will get you in rooms. He has gotten me in rooms I did not see myself get into. So please, as much as you're juggling life and chasing whatever it is you're chasing, please try as much as you can to keep the good factor a very outstanding one. You want to put him first and last. Even if you're messing up, even if he came for us sinners, yeah. So put God first in whatever you do, and try as much as you can to balance up all these things. You don't have to be perfect at them. Like I said, these are things I wrote down earlier this year. I've just compiled them together, but these are things I've really been trying to pay attention to all the time. Every day, when I'm opening my notebook, I look at them and they help. Yeah. So as much as life is going on, because every year that passes, we are growing older. So you do not want to wake up at a particular point in time and then people are looking at you and then they're like, what happened? So all these starts with being intentional. So be intentional about your life. Take charge of your life, because no one is coming to save you. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.